The book of Revelation, chapter 15 and 2. It says, "And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his mark, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh. Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahakadash." Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us this truth that rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect and to the... All right, appreciate you. All right. Salakia. To the hopeful elect and to the 1/3 men, women, and children of Israel, and to the Israelite foreigners who has the appearance of the heathens, but their lineage, their seed line from their fathers, goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. This is the brother Havashai Abadia, GMS Chicago. And I want to get into this video real quick. Victory, man. All right, that word victory. And the elect, they're going to get victory over death, okay? And we just read over the image, okay, the mark, and over his name, which is that number 666 that it goes into Revelations 13 16, all right, that goes into the MOTB, right, which they're trying to pretty much run their new world order. Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is trying to run his new world order through that mechanism, man. All right, the fourth industrial revolution, Slovakia. All right, and hey, they're in what Trump call it, hyperspeed, okay. And what inspired this video, I was looking at my mileage, and you know, the mileage read 144,669. All right, the mileage was 144,669. So right there, hey, there's nothing that's coincidence, man. I had to fire up the phone when I saw that number. All right, the 144, that 144 represents the 144,000 men, 12,000 men from each tribe of Israel. All right. And then that 669, you know, Esau, you know, that he loved to give salutations to that number a lot. Whether it's chastise stigma with those 3 slashes, your monster drinks, okay, many other things, man. Everything is $9.99, $19.99, okay. Just 666 being shown everywhere, man. So the 144 has victory over what? His image, the mark, and over his name. Okay? So that victory over the beast, which is that we're in the last leg of the Roman Empire, right? After the what it tells you in Daniel 2:44, it gives you the Rome, which was one of the major kingdoms, of the 4 major kingdoms that will be in the world, okay, and that will be the last kingdom before the kingdom of heaven, which will be on earth, okay, comes in, because hey, after the Renaissance period, before the Renaissance period, Esau Edom, self-proclaimed white man, they ran into those caves, and Renaissance pretty much, it started in Italy, all right, and pretty much they it means rebirth, right? Rebirth from what? When they were in the Roman Empire, when they were taken down, all right, the Western Roman Empire. So now let's get into the victory, because hey, the elect is going to have victory over this beast system, over the image, which is the ways of the West, man. All right, the philosophies of Esau Edom, okay, his mark, which is the charagma, okay, and the number, the 666, which it goes into their barcodes, okay, the digital implant, pretty much. So let's read Revelation 15 and 2. It says, "And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the who's the them? The elect, man. All right, and along with the 1/3. All right, that is the entire elect, the 144 and a multitude that it tells you about in Revelation 7. And it says, I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. Okay, because what, those nuclear weapons, those nuclear warheads are going to bombard America and Europe. Okay, it's going to be come through World War III. All right, which America will be the lake of fire. Okay, and this sea of glass is them in the chariot, man, looking down, the elect, Lord willing, them of that number. It says, and them that have gotten the victory over the beast. All right, what does it tell you in Romans 11? There's 7,000 men that would not bow the knee to Baal, that had gotten victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh. It says, and they sing the song of Moses, all right, the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord Yahweh power, almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Okay, and we know that the saints are the Israelites, man. Okay, at Psalms 148 and Psalms 50. Let's grab Revelation 14. And that new song is this truth, man. All right. And what is the truth? The gospel. All right. The gospel means good news. Good news for who? The elect. That's it. No one else. Right? The Holy Scriptures was written for the elect. What's that? Psalms 147 and 19. Because 2/3 of our people, they're not going to get it. Neither do they want to get it. They're programmed not to get it. The Lord made their ears fat and have blinded them spiritually. So it says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their foreheads. Okay, that's that in Ezekiel 9:4. Tells you about the Thawah, the Hebrew word Thawah, and that means mark. Mark for what? Exemption, the wrath of the Father and Son, right? And it says, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song. See, only the elect, but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Okay, so they were predestined from the beginning. It says, these are they which were not defiled with women. Okay, which means they were virgins. Mean they are pure like white. They're white. Those white robes. This doesn't mean men that never had sex with women. Okay, it says, for they are virgins. These are they which these are they which follow the Lamb, Yahushai, whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahweh Most High and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile. This don't mean they never curse. This means there were no lies. Okay, they preach the true doctrine of the kingdom. And what's that true doctrine? Esau, Edom, okay, self-proclaimed white man, and the rest of the new nations are going into slavery. All right, the Israelites will rule on earth as in heaven. Okay, the microchip being the mark of the beast. America being destroyed by thermonuclear fire. Right, Jacob's trouble right around the corner. Civil unrest, martial law, all that. That's part of the gospel, man. It says, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh. And also that we're going to go through much tribulation to get to the kingdom. Okay, we didn't take a bag, so to speak, the 501c3 groups. Let's grab this real quick. The book of Psalms, chapter 98. And we just tapping into the word victory. It says, oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, right? For he hath done marvelous things. His right hand, okay, Yahushai, and his holy army have gotten him the victory. The Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, have made known his salvation. His righteousness have he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. And they going to see, right? What's that? Wisdom Solomon 5, right? Let's go into the book of Isaiah. Matter of fact, let's get that word victory. Hey, this goes into the Psalms, right? Let me just read this real quick. Revelation 7 and 9. It says, look at that, the multitude from the tribulation. After this I have beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds. All right, that word kindred goes into your brother and your Israelite brother. You don't believe me? Let's prove it. Phule, right? A tribe. In the New Testament, all the persons descended from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. All right. Well, it says nations too. All right. Well, let's prove that. It says nations, right? Let's go to Genesis 35. Then you know these are Israelites. Verse 10, it says, and Yahweh said unto him, which is Jacob, thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called Jacob, called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel, all right, which he's the progenitor of the Israelites. And Yahweh said unto him, I am Yahweh Almighty, be fruitful and multiply, and a nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. All right, so there's the proof, right? So it says here, and after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds. It showed you what that meant, and people and tongues stood before the throne, those that have been scattered to the four corners of the earth, and before the Lamb clothed with white robes, which means you're pure, all right, and palms in their hand. What does that word palms mean? Fucking devils, man. I ain't hit that. Let's get it. Okay, see there in Revelation 7 and 9, the palm branches represents what? Victory. All right, and the Greek word for that is Nike. That's where you get the word Nike from. Triumph and peace, all right? For those who have come out of the great tribulation, man. All right? Plain as day. Okay? Now, let's grab real quick the book of Isaiah. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's do this too. Let's grab Second Esdras 2 and 42. I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount of Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua with songs. See, the 144,000 along with the 1/3 that it tells you about in what? Zechariah 13 and 8. It says, and in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest of them, like you. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns. That sounds like victory to me. And was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These are they that put off the mortal clothing. All right, we're going to be getting new bodies, changing the twinkling of an eye, right? And put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms, man. All right. It says, and then said I unto the angel, what young person is that crowned them and give them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Boom, man. All right, that's the victory. That's what we're sacrificing for, man. All right, Lord willing, we endure. Isaiah 25:8, it says, he will swallow up death and victory. All right, and the Lord Yahweh power will wipe away the tears from off all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth, for the Lord Yahweh have spoken it. Okay, and it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our power. We have waited for him, and he will save us. This is the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation, man. Let's grab 1 Corinthians. Ended off with these series of scriptures. 15, and I start at 54. It reads, for this, I start at 52. I start at 51. I start at 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. Neither do corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Hey, to get in those chariots, which you people ignorantly call UFOs, this human body can't do that, man. All right. So when this corruption shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, which give us the victory through our Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord Yahweh, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that is only for the Israelites, man, the descendants of Jacob, man, Hebrew Israelites, man, like Paul said in 2 Corinthians 11 and 22, man. All right, no other nation whatsoever. All right, and there are Israelites that look like the 17 other nations. So Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom.